I made myself a sandwich, Hawaiian white bread, which is like the sweetened white bread. I don't normally get it, but I saw it on sale and wanted to try it. Mayo, pepper jack, and turkey. So nothing fancy, but just a nice cold cut sandwich. And then when I was eating that, I got myself some coffee too. Should be good. And now we're starting the third patch of the post A Realm Reborn content before Heaven's Word expansion. The Great Divide is his mission's name, which is often considered the worst episode of The Last Airbender. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. No, it avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak, of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations we had previously attributed to good King Mughal Mog XII. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the 12 Woods. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. What a shock. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Celia? I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. Are the rogue sylphs finally bringing Ramu up? What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Old Da this time have come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the Seventh Heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhaps this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Celia, you know full well we don't have the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Here you go. I would be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Talk to the refugees. That's a good idea. What does LT mean over here? Oh, local time. Can I click that and it changes to like server time is 6 p.m. Eorzea time. Let's keep it on Eorzea time. Wasn't the Seventh Heaven like a TV show? About like a pastor or something? Like a sitcom about a pastor. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. Ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Be calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. Been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years now. Trying to piece together a life to replace the one what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wooden solely as soul-suitor than his palms any road. Flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. It's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run, the only question was where. It came to me. Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So surely you do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, the decision was the product of extraordinary circumstance. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. It is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tataru? Is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphino has been wounded. How serious is it? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild apparently, lashing out at anyone and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Hells, now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you don't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady? We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How could you be so blind? Find Alphino, and quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papa Llama will see to it. Alphino is being treated at the hospital. At the Hourglass. Hurry, Ryugo. The Hourglass. Maybe it's time to set, Mordona is my return point. It might be time. I should have aetherized it over there. Very good. Very good. Very good. Oh, he looks fine. He's standing right up. See?
You must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dah, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dah way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
That's bad.
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Reborn and the Sultana understand this. which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor.
Sucker.
Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the Moneterists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
I always wondered, are these like options for rewards? Like in the diegetic sense. Is like Alpha No giving me like these earrings? Oh, like we had this conversation, take these earrings. Like I know that's like a dumb like, you know, it's a video game type of thought, but I don't know. That was weird to me. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur, given the tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. I piqued your curiosity? Good, then you will accompany to the Hall of Flames and hear what General Baun has to say upon the matter. The Revolution Lalafell from the previous couple of missions ago. It's him. He's a Lalafell that I don't know. Is he evil? Is he bad? What's up? What's up, anime? What's so cool? Oh. Huh? Over there? Oh, Hall of Immortal Flames. The Grand Company Hall. I was thinking the wrong place. What you said. Yeah, I mean, there's like a, there's like this one Lalafell guy, and he advocated on behalf of the refugees last time, but I think that might be a cover, and I think he's like astroturfing a revolution. And I don't know if his goal is to like make the refugees look bad so that they incur like they're thinned basically so that they're using less resources, or if he's like actually advocating for revolution. I don't know which it is. It could be either at this point, as far as I know. I think he's the guy that runs the Gold Saucer minigame area though, so I'm trying to think of how that would tie into it. Now is a good time. Oh, auto text advance. I gotta turn this off when there's no voices. I kinda wish it was automatic. Alphino, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your Cherugians, which is a new word. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Anime, are you playing Persona 3 for the first time with the remake, or is this like, you've played the old one now and you're kind of comparing it? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalan. We've sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. And what other Persona or like S&T games have you played? Because honestly, the only one I've played is 5, and not all of it. I've only played the like beginning bits. And I like it a lot. I'm gonna go back to it, but I I'm focused on this game right now. Too much. There's always too much. But I liked what I played a lot. I did the first castle with, the teacher that's like an asshole. I can imagine, given that the majority of the refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. They have sponsors. None can deny that tensions between the Ul'dah citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single guild to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Technically the first Persona I played was 5, but I got into the series from 4 Golden, which I'm playing now that is in PS5. I'm wondering where I go from here, right? Because, you know, I do have interest in the other SMT games, but, you know, Persona 3, 4, and 5 are, like, the obvious standout ones. Those are the popular ones, the ones I'm most familiar with. And I just don't know which one I should play first. And I know it's, like, entirely preference. I know that they're, like, not related at all. But I just don't know what I want to do. If I want to finish 5, pick up 3 since it has a new release. If I want to play 4 since it's, I feel like people I trust have told me that 4 is their favorite a lot. I've also heard it's shorter than the other 2. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance, that these events were deliberately set in motion. And now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. We do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. The General is no fool. He keeps his counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarist would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. In P4 Golden, you visit the school, in 3 for a cool thing. Okay, so that begs the question, right? Is the cool thing in Persona 4 gonna be more meaningful to me if I've already played 3? Like, is it like an extended, like, scenario where it's like a whole bunch of references to 3 and I might like it more if I've played 3? Or is it just like a cool thing and I don't really have to have played 3? Just like a cool little crossover. You think so? Okay. That's an argument for playing 3 first. You know what's interesting is, back in, like, I want to say I was in middle school, like 2007 or something. I think before Twitch was a thing. What was it called before? Like Justin TV or something? Like back when people were like just beginning to stream, but like streaming culture hadn't emerged yet, and like VODs weren't being recorded, it was like you miss it if you don't see it. The first game I ever saw someone stream was Persona 3, and I had no clue who they were or what I was watching. Four is mechanically now inferior to 3 and 4, because it hasn't had a remake. Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna do a 4 remake. Because, from what I understand, Persona 4 Golden in particular holds up pretty well. Like, I've heard that 3 kinda needed a remake. Because there were, like, multiple versions of the game, and they all had, like, different, like, pros and cons. I heard 3 needed a remake, and 4 didn't really need a remake. Yeah, I mean, Golden is kind of a remake, right? But, you know, in the sense that they basically make it look like Persona 5 like they did with 3, right? And they, like, super stylize it. I know Persona 3 had, like, an enhanced version on the PS2, and I know it had what is it called, like FES or something, which was the PSP release, and they both had different pros and cons, and there was never like a best version. And then I think the Persona 3 that they released on the modern consoles recently is the FES version, and people were kind of mad about that. Persona 5 Royal. Yeah, like an enhanced version of the original, but like not entirely remade. Were he to claim without the necessary proof that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultan have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. I already read that. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Ryugo. Therefore, I propose we conduct our investigation independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlement suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request for such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. Meanwhile, I shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we?
Yeah, bye-bye. I got a silver tongue.
You look as though you have something to say, Ryugo. Do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. I still don't really understand who the Brass Blades are. Because they're not associated with the Immortal Flames? Are they just like a totally separate, like, company of people? Are they like an in-game free company? I don't know. They seem like mercenaries or something so far. Maybe I should have paid attention more earlier in the game, though. Maybe then I would have figured it out. I didn't expect them to send you, Ryugo. I take this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind, speak with Zazawaka. He will explain everything. And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well, then you've come to the right place. Oh, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like the merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. I really like the word gregarious. I'm gonna run an ad now so that pre-rolls turn off. Apologies in advance. Here's Zazawaka.
Don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. I beg your pardon. You're not a flame, I see. If Lefric bid you speak to me, then I take it you've agreed to help. So I'll be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on a march. Others have fallen under the fanatic's spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha! Childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. And now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look beyond yonder tent and you will understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized he is by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of the words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. Hello, Morisaki Ackerman. You say hi to Mikasa for me. What are you doing? Don't drop!
Why didn't you run away with me?
We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone?
/ soothe, you poor soul. That really doesn't look soothing to me. Maybe if I was shorter.
What do you want? Aye, it's true. I followed a merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. But what they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize the control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into 2 groups and us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the immortal flames were shouting to give no quarter, and oh gods, the other group is still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. The other refugees are hiding in the caves of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and kill us than listen to reason. But the twins might even die to do the deed themselves. A pox and all the bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated, though if they were forced to confront reality. That's it, challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that the strongest warriors are no match for one man. Then, mayhaps then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Fly, my chocobo. Fly, my silly green bird. Be in that cave then. Spirit refugee? Hello. 7Ls, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Haha, sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. I cast this non-lethally. This is a non-lethal fireball to your face. He's fine. I did not kill him. Hello. Oh, I got ganged up on. What a fool I am. What a fool I am to put them all to sleep and then cast an area of effect attack, waking them all up instantly. What a fool I am. There's fucking Golem just sitting over here. Whoa, what happened? I died? Huh. I wasn't even paying attention. I don't know what happened. The first few guys seemed so weak that I wasn't really thinking about, you know, you might die. You're playing Tales of Symphonia Remastered. How is that? Is that the recommended way to play Tales of Symphonia? And also, is that a game you've played before, or is it the first time? Have you played Tales of Symphonia before the remaster? And if so, is the remaster the way you should play it? Is kind of what I'm asking. I'm always curious when they remake a game or make a new version of it, like what's the version that's recommended by people who are in the know? Because it can like vary wildly. My usual inclination is to like play the original version of a game instead of a total remake.
Well, it kind of depends. It kind of depends on like what the community around the game says, and where the hell am I going? What the community says, and if it's like fundamentally changing the gameplay, or if it's like mostly like a quality of life update or something like that. Okay, this time I will kill them. So far, no one's doing like any super fatal damage. You. Okay, these two are a little stronger. So we'll put them to sleep. And I'll focus this one. Also gonna do that real quick. Remastered is just as good as original. I've never played, but sat next to my friend as he played it because it was his PS3 and we played and beat in a week for Thanksgiving break back in the day. Those are good memories. Playing a game next to someone else. I feel like if you play, like, even if you're maybe not controlling the game, if you're like playing right next to someone else, maybe contributing every now and then, I think it's fair to say you played it. Maybe that's hypocritical of me though, because I don't think it's fair to say you played something if you watched like someone stream it or like watch a Let's Play. I don't know, maybe something about physically being there is different to me. I don't know, maybe I'm a hypocrite. People can make their own judgments. I would say like we beat it, personally. I swear, I need to actually play Fall Guys one of these days. Rattan, did you find my brethren? What of the twins? What happened? I see you had no choice. Better that than handful them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchants have to say when it was over? He wasn't a merchant. Where else would he be, unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others? The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Just 1 second, just checking my list real quick. I could just fly there. Going back to remakes though, like the one I keep thinking about is Trials of Mana. Because they totally remade that game in 3D. And I watched Vinny play it a bit. But they also like finally localized into English the original game and put it in like the Mana collection. And I think I'd just rather play that. I think the sprites look timeless. I think the 3D game didn't look quite as good. Like, visually. I heard the 3D remake of Secret of Mana was really bad, too.
Have you seen my parents?
Ooh, oh shit.
They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ul'dah. The man said they were gonna change everything. Make it so he could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Mister, are you looking for someone?
I'm looking for a merchant.
I'm looking for a merchant.
You mean the man who left with my parents? Oh, I don't know where he... I love these sick trees. Wait, over there, I think that's him. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? That guy looks stupid. I'll try him. Do I recognize him? He's getting away. Go after him, mister. Go get him. Whermst? That way. I might turn off mount music at some point, because I'm basically only getting around on the mounts now, and I kind of miss the overworld music. Maybe I'll do it until until I start the expansion and have more areas and stuff. You again? Why are you pursuing me?
You're evil.
Sedition, treason, revolution. That's impossible. That's preposterous. Prepossible. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorized the streets of Ul'dah? Huh. You've no evidence to prove your accusations? None. Okay, I'm leaning on the side now of the guys trying to get the refugees massacred. Is this mistrustful merchant? Is he the Lalafell manservant? I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. Urgh. For the sake of argument, let us say I do the things you claim. I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I would give a kicker's arse about politics. It was business. Only business. I'll kill you. No one's around. Ah. He's got an ally. We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Oh, he fears for his life. Like... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Good shot, though. Very good shot. What's all this commotion? 7 hells. They're really cute in their little armor outfits. I love that. That's really adorable. Nothing else is to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Arrgh. Old adventurer, I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots? Mayhaps we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. Oh, come on. In any case, it's obvious you're not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Wait, no. I can use return. And save like 200 bucks. What news, Rugo? Where is the merchant? He's dead. Murder? Damn it all to the seventh hell. He was not simply murdered, Rugo, he was silent. Nobody knew of his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair though, we may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. I'm kind of just choosing at random with some of these rewards. Revolution. Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of your own investigation. Our own investigation, actually. Master Alphino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. That's, by the Alchemist Guild. Can I jump over this wall? Yes. The answer is yes. Alchemist Guild. What about the Union? We got the hatchling. Follow me. I'm expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside. Voice acted cutscene? Yep.
Kept us apprised of your recent.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room.
Okay.
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination.
They're not wrong.
Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, That was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
It was naive of me to think he might have benevolent prospects at all, I guess.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance.
He is a
and
monetarist.
risked countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Is there any type of, like, food in particular you're partial to? There's a lot of good Mexican restaurants in the area.
Pardon?
There's also a favorite among kind of my circle called a Crazy Fire. Everyone loves Crazy Fire.
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan
Okay, I know a few good
inscriptions
Mexican
indicate that
places.
It was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation,
Only food you don't like is
destroying
Italian.
one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
I always thought Italian was, like, very safe. Like, most people like Italian.
I doubted the
I like
evidence
Italian,
of
but
my
I'm not, like, super
senses.
partial to it.
And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Bahamut.
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
Not a plastic guy. What about pizza?
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having
Omega.
long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
Adeleji Adeleji.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
So you like specific pizza from like specific places, but generally not?
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Ul'dah.
I like her. She's funny.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem
It's a
are
good
rather
reaction.
more far-reaching than we assumed.
Stories we tell. I feel like stopping here. I might stop Final Fantasy and switch over to Mega Man. I just can't play too much of Final Fantasy XIV at a time, like specifically in this part of the game. So I think I'll take a BRB here and switch over to Mega Man. Alright, be right back.